welcome back. One of the very first things we found out when we started doing all this out here is that it feels like 90% of what we do is problem solving. And one problem that I thought I would just talk about briefly here is eggs. Not that eggs are a problem, but every once in a while we go through a period where, and not just because of the weather, but where we aren't having the egg production that we should. And it's not because the chickens aren't being fed well, it's not because of the time of the year, it's not because we don't have enough of the type of hens that lay well during that period of time. But this period of time that we're going through right now, or we just got done going through, we had a low egg production, and we discovered two things. We discovered two different things that were happening. One was our hens were not laying in the nesting boxes in the coops. No, they were laying in the C train, which is behind me, and in my husband's garage. He was keeping the door open a little bit because it was raining a lot and he wanted the cats to have a way to get out of the weather. Well, not just the cats were going in there, the chickens were too, and they were laying their eggs in his garage, which we didn't discover until later. The same thing with the C train. They were laying their eggs in here, and we weren't looking for eggs in the C train. The other thing that was happening was we have a few hens that they discovered how tasty eggs are, and they were standing watch over the other hens that were in the nesting boxes, and as soon as they would get up, the hens would attack the eggs. So these two problems were causing us to have a lapse in our eggs, our egg production, which actually they were producing, but we weren't getting the eggs. We weren't picking them up and using them. So one of the things that we did in order to keep the hens laying their eggs in the egg baskets is to shut off the areas that they were laying in that we don't want them to lay in. So we had to start closing the garage door. The cats would just have to find another place to keep out of the weather, which there's plenty of places around here. The other thing, which you saw in the intro, was they closed off, my husband and the boys closed off the C train. They put a nice big door right here and over here. So now the C train is completely closed. The hens can't get in there, the cats can't get in there, which they had totally destroyed the inside. Brian spent a whole day cleaning the inside of the C train. So the other problem, if you have hens and you're having this problem and you don't know, or if you're getting ready to have hens and you don't know about this problem, egg eating is a problem with hens. The two things that we do to keep that from happening is we try to get out here all throughout the day and collect the eggs. Continually picking up the eggs doesn't leave anything for the hens to eat, of course. So that's one thing. But something else that we do in order to prevent egg eating is we use these fake eggs, which I will show you. I have to set them down. You can buy them at feed stores. We use these fake eggs, and we put an F on them because we have had egg gatherers bring in the eggs, the fake eggs, and put them in the egg cartons. So, because they look that much like a real egg. So I get brown ones and white ones, and I just put an F on it so that everybody knows that they're not a real egg. And I put them in the nesting boxes. I will usually put one in the most used boxes And then if I have leftover fake eggs, I'll put them in the less used boxes. But when the chickens peck at this, they can't break the egg, and so it deters them from trying to eat the real eggs. So I just thought that I would help out a little bit if you're having this problem. Hopefully this information helps you, and you can collect the eggs that your hens are producing.